I really just like do me and also encourage other women to like do them, especially when you're 21 years old and you're trying to get out of college. But this is the thing, everybody, when I introduce people to my brand and if I'm having like conversations and engagements, the people who really get it, they 45.
Absolutely.
They 50. They like, if I was thinking like
We
you
survived it.
at 30, you know,
what I'm
they
saying?
get it. They just like you doing exactly what you need to be doing
That's
right
it.
now because
This your script.
this is your script. And you can't live your life like other people because then you're going to wish you didn't
Right.
when you're 40
That's back to
and
depression.
45 and 50. So
Yeah.
it's not an age limit. It's for all women, men too. Men be on it. I'm doing me, too.
Yeah,
I'm
I
doing
had
him.
my
So
first
shout out
one
to them.
at
Shout out to the
23.
men.
So I went through that. I was
You did?
23 years old,
Mhm.
you know, when I had my first one. So I know about the young thing as far as having children.
So how was it for you though?
How was it for me?
Yeah.
It was like you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. Like,
Yeah.
you're not even situated to have a baby for real.
Nope.
So it's like not learning how to swim and your uncle throw you in there.
Yep.
It's like swim or drown. You got to figure it out, basically.
You got to figure it out. Yep. And I went 1 year. My son's father is heavily involved in his life, but we lived apart for 1 year. I was here working, and he was working in Tallahassee. So, you know, it was a learning experience. It was a journey. Like it was just a journey of just saying, hey, I don't got no choice. I got to go
What you
through
gonna
it.
do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go through it. But the thing is, the just on her part came about because I constantly told myself, you can't let this break you. This not how it's gonna go down. This is not what it's gonna be about. And it wasn't like my life was in shambles. It was mentally.
Yeah, of course.
You know, whatever I was processing mentally about myself, about my situation, about my living arrangements, about my financials, it was all mentally just heavy.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like
It's
heavy.
it's really too much for a young mind.
It is.
Think about it. You just getting up, going as you please one day. Then one day you realize, you know what? That's over. Like, I can't do the trips at a young age. You know?
Yeah.
I got to miss those. I got to come back to those later on. So,
But you have a choice.
Yeah, you do have a choice.
Because you don't have to go that route.
You don't have
You
to.
don't.
You don't have to. But, you know, if you made a mess, you might well going to clean it up.
Yeah.
So,
And that takes a lot of strength.
a lot.
It takes a lot of strength, and people need to realize
You gotta
like
have support,
that takes
too.
You gotta have support. You definitely have to have support.
Because you can't do that on your own. You will break. Well, more times than not.
You will.
No, I'm a young guy. I never with daddy. 23? What?
Yeah. And I know the responsibility on a dad and children is different in some aspects. I feel like when with women, or like, what are you? Because what is that? You know, I had to give my son's father grace because I didn't even realize like we 22, we 21 years old. I mean, and when I say he was doing his thing,
Right.
But even at that age, I was still thinking maybe I could have had more. But now at 30, I'm like, baby, you the truth. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Because at 21, 22, we are very young and
Yeah, man.
we don't have a lot. The resources may be limited, especially if you didn't grow up
Right.
with it.
You don't come from a family with unlimited resources
Yeah.
or adequate resources. You the resource.
Yeah,
So
you
you have to
you
go
the
out there and do what
resource.
you have to do.
Yeah,
Period.
period. So were you in the process of getting your life together?
Yeah. So yeah, think I'm 23, man. I'm still DJing. I'm at the club. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm 23.
Yeah.
Like, I'm living a life. DJing, you know, all through Orlando, all around Florida. I'm living a life. And I'm like, this is over with. That's the first thing that I had to realize. This is over. I remember, I never forget, I told my dad, I said, Pops, I got to holler at you, man. I had to come up to the school. I said, I'm going to come holler at you. I got to come holler at you and tell you something or whatever. So he said, all right, cool, I'll be here. So I get there, and we talk a little bit just about other stuff. And I said, hey, Pop, I got a baby on the way. First thing he said, stop lying. I was like, no, I'm dead serious. I wouldn't play with you like that. So then he said, John, you got to get a job, man. You need benefits. That's how I knew it was real. It's over.
Yeah, you need benefits.
He said DJing cool and all, but you gonna need some benefits, and you got a son coming. I had a son first, so he said you got a son coming.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna get it. So that was like my first, like, wow, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
All them wild nights, in the club, doing it my way, because it was just me. I ain't had no babies in there. So that's when I was like, dang, that's when I had to give myself up. Like, well, whatever plans and admirations I had at the time, that's on the back burner now.
Mm-hmm.
I got a son coming, I got to do X, Y, and Z. I got to make sure he's straight. I can't let him down.
Right.
And my motivation and what I always said in my head was, I'd be damned if I let the streets raise mine.
Yeah.
So that's what my motivation was. I'm gonna be there for him. I'm gonna always be there for him. He's 20 now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, we talk every day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's what happened to me on my first one. 23 years old.
So were you also thinking
Well, I
like
was 22 technically, but
You was
by the time he
22.
got here, he was. I was 23 by the time he arrived.
well, at what point were you thinking, or did you ever think like he gonna be better than me because of how
gonna be better than
I
me.
changed?
He gonna be better than me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure of that.
Yeah, that's
I
like
tell him
number
to
one
this
factor,
day. I told him, wait, but man, don't have no babies until you're about 30 something.
right?
I don't care what they tell you.
Yeah, but the stuff that we're doing, our kids don't have no choice but to be better.
They got no choice.
They don't have no choice.
It's in them. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is the schooling, the just
Yeah.
atmosphere, the communication as a parent, like.
Right.
And I know even with people who have been in those type of environments, sometimes kids just go left.
Yeah.
But I feel like my biggest thing is teaching my son to like be his authentic self and
That's very important. in
not
today's
worrying
time.
about like when nobody want to get stressed.
Right.
Sometimes the other day we were literally out going to a graduation and he had on like I don't know, maybe Velcro,
Whatever he wanted.
not Velcro, the hard bottom shoes that y'all wear, and it's like
the real hard bottoms or the
the
boat
re-
shoes.
no, like
Stacey Adams hard bottoms.
yeah, right. He had
Yeah,
on whatever.
so
He had on
dress
some of those
shoes.
dress shoes,
Yeah.
and
He wanted to be fresh. I would like to be.
right, but you know the ones that doesn't have the shoestrings, and they just
Yeah. Not
they
the
just
penny loafer type. Penny loafer
they
type.
just slide in
Yeah,
those
yeah,
shoes,
like
right?
the loafers.
The loafers,
Yeah,
right? He had
the
on the
loafers.
loafers, and so he wanted to put on socks with the shoes,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, no, but I don't think you wear socks with those shoes. And I mean, they clean, they black crystals on the top,
Yeah.
they clean. And so he was just like, well, I want to wear socks, right? So I was like, whatever. This boy go in the room, he come back, long white socks. So I
That boy
said,
done watch some Michael Jackson, ain't he?
listen, you hit it right on. I said, Noble. Not that you went and got. I said, no, but now I don't mind you wearing the socks. But long white socks? I said, no, you can't wear long white socks. He said, why? Michael Jackson did it.
See, yeah, I knew
And
it.
hey, let's go. You go and wear them long white
I
socks.
already
Michael.
knew it. Mike, the only one
Exactly.
made it cool.
Exactly. And that's what I mean. Like, okay, whatever. It ain't gonna kill me. You want to wear the long white socks and be like Michael Jackson? I have fun with that. That's
Yeah,
fine with
it.
me.
That's important for them to be themselves. Of course, we're gonna guide them.
Yeah.
Like you gave them a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
See, but there's a difference between this is what you're gonna do versus a suggestion.
Yeah.
So you gave him a suggestion.
A suggestion.
You didn't make him feel bad about it. He knew that you weren't feeling it, but he also, hey, my mama let me be me.
But and I'm just saying this because your son is probably growing up differently than how you grew up,
Oh,
where you were
absolutely.
making your
Absolutely.
own decisions all the time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And even with me, I didn't really have to make that many decisions on my own. So as an adult,
Right.
it became harder for me to make my own decisions because I'm always thinking, well, is it gonna be the right one? Let me
Yeah.
tag a friend, or let me call my mom. And it was just like you when you like. Now I know for Noble, I want him to be able to make those decisions, because if you don't know how to make decisions before you become an adult, you're always going to be second
cook.
guessing yourself.
Yeah, you could.
Always.
Are you gonna be calling you or his dad?
Exactly. And it's just like, no, that's not going to be happening. That, he should be able to do that. And so that's just kind of where I am.
But the other side of that, to being a young parent, we cover them up a lot because we don't want them to fail. So that's the balance being act, what I call it. So it's hard for us to let them actually fail because we don't want them to fail.
You don't want them to fail.
We don't want them to fail.
Now that part, I ain't gonna let them fail.
Right.
No.
But sometimes something trivial or something, let them